Ooh, should we start with our goggles on? And
Did I do it?
action. All right, everybody. We are back with another episode. I gotta take these off. With another episode of 26.2 Adventures, a Channel 7 Continents production. As you can tell, we are no longer together right now, but we are Zooming. We are talking about all things destinations because we can't travel at the moment, but we would like to. So we're going to talk about some really great destinations. And for those of you who haven't traveled to some of these places, we want to share how cool some of these destinations are.
One is literally cool.
Mom pun. This will be part of a bigger series of destinations, but we are starting things off, very fitting, in January. If you can't tell by our attire, we are going to be talking about Antarctica. And this place is just so cool that we have to actually separate this into 2 episodes. So stay tuned for that. And without further ado, we will start off with some pretty cool facts about Antarctica.
Did you know that Antarctica is a desert?
Did you know that 99% of Antarctica is covered in ice? And for most people, Antarctica is not the first destination that they think of, traveling. It is kind of a crazy destination to get to. So we will kick things off with talking about the journey to Antarctica, how to get there, where to even begin if you're interested in going to this destination. And Kelly, how many times have you been there?
I've been 4 times. So if you have any Antarctica questions, I'm happy to answer them for you. So there's a couple ways to get there. It is a long journey. The first couple of times I went by boat, and you go across the Drake Passage. The Drake is one of the toughest crossings in the world. It averages 40-foot waves, and it takes 2 days once you leave Ushuaia to get across the Drake to Antarctica. So 2 full days on rocking, rolling, roaring waters.
Pause. First step, you have to get yourself to South America. That's a journey in itself. 2, maybe if you get seasick, don't choose the boat option because that sounds horrible.
You know you're in trouble when you get on the boat and every section is lined with a puke bag. Having survived it 4 days, 4 times, 8 days, I probably don't want to do it again.
Yeah. By boat is one option. What's the second option?
So the second option, and what I've done twice, so I've actually flown into Antarctica on an Ilyushin 76. It's a Russian aircraft. That is an Icelander. And I've gone once from, again, South America. So I had to make my way to South America. It's a 4-hour flight from this location to land at Union Glacier, which is interior Antarctica. And then the other place that I've gone to was flying off the coast of South Africa. It was a 6-hour flight from Cape Town to the base called Novo.
So a 4 or 6 hour flight compared to a 2-day rocky boat trip. Pick your adventure, but I think I might pick the flight. Quick fire. Highlight of your trip by boat. One or 2 things that stand out you'll never forget, and 1 or 2 things by your trip by plane when you went to the interior.
There's differences to both trip and advantages to both trips and destinations. So the highlight from my boat experience was kayaking among the glaciers and watching kind of the ice breaks and hearing it's just so silent and pure and white and calm. And then getting back in the boat, like seeing humpback whales just right next to you. There's just something very untouched about the water and the purity. And the polar plunge. I didn't do it the first year.
Tell us a little bit more about this polar plunge, because I can only imagine that it is the coldest polar plunge.
It's so cold. I was the last person to go on the last minute to dump in, and I thought my life was taken away from me. I jumped in. I think I blacked out. It was so cold. They need to make sure there's not leopard seals around. It was very exhilarating. I'm so glad I did it. I will never do it again.
Insane, but memorable. I mean,
memorable.
They did that. Okay, so top highlight of the other trip when you were in the interior and had a totally different view?
I think you're just like, oh, we had like these camps that were solar heated from the sun because it's light all day, and you're staying in, you feel like an explorer. Pure white scenery, just it looks like mirage stretching forever. I mean, what a beautiful place to visit. And your interior Antarctica, landing on the runway, that was one of the coolest. Like, how does a plane land on like an ice sheet? The mountains were beautiful.
Yeah, I guess most people would think, it's Antarctica, it's just a big sheet of ice. You don't realize that there's mountains there as well. Okay, well, that was our quick rundown of Antarctica, but that all sounds fine and great. What about when you have to run 26.2 miles on this sheet of ice? Kelly has done it more than once. So we will be checking back in with her to get the full details on what this marathon has in store for you, what it's like, all of that on the next episode of 26.2 Adventures, a Channel 7 Continents production. So stay tuned. And as always, if you have any questions about Antarctica, about any destination, please comment below, shoot us a message on social media, and we will be happy to answer those in the coming episodes of this destination series that we're doing. And as always, we love having you here and hope that you're highly entertained by our antics as the world turns.
I can slide.
And